You are in for such a treat. Today, we have my dear friend, Ryan Levesque, best-selling author of Choose and Ask. You may know him from the Ask Method. He is really the absolute best in the world when it comes to quiz funnels. And today we have him joining us, and he's going to share the biggest mistakes that people make when it comes to putting together quizzes that generate leads in your business. So, Ryan, here we go. So as we start playing, what are the biggest mistakes? I always love to ask our guests what the biggest mistakes are that people make, because I know there are many people who are here who are going to want to jump in and put this into action. So how can you help us to avoid falling in a pit?
Yeah, we'll talk about some of the biggest mistakes. So I'll talk about 3 of them right now, given the time that we have, and I know we'll have to wrap soon here. Yeah. But mistake number 1 is the wrong offer. So I mentioned this earlier, but I'll say it again. These quiz funnels are designed in such a way that your goal is to sell something to people after they take your quiz. It's not one of these BuzzFeed quizzes, like I said a moment ago, what Harry Potter character are you? Take the quiz to find out now, those quizzes are great. They're a lot of fun. You get a bunch of people taking those quizzes, but they're not going to convert from a quiz taker into a customer. So the wrong offer is mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 is the wrong hook. So we talked a little bit about the importance of the big idea. You want to create a quiz that attracts your ideal audience. So start with the end in mind. Ask yourself, what is the next step you want someone to take after they take your quiz? Like, the quiz isn't a dead end. Like, the quiz is the first step that someone takes in your world to go to the next thing. Is it to watch your video? Is it to buy your product? Is it to join your community? Is it to sign up for your challenge? Is it to watch your webinar? Is it to get on the phone with you and have a strategy session? What's that next step that you want someone to take after they take the quiz? Ask yourself, what is an idea? What is the concept that's going to attract the right type of person? So the wrong hook, the wrong big idea is mistake number 2. And finally, mistake number 3 is asking the wrong questions. Remember, the purpose of this quiz is to do 2 things: to diagnose that person's situation so that you can prescribe the best next step, but it's also designed so that you can create desire and demand. You want to create desire and demand for your product, for your service through the quiz. So you got to ask questions very strategically. Now, there's an entire science behind question sequencing, question ordering, the number of options, the number of answers, the number of questions, and so on and so forth. What I will say is this: one of the first things everyone always wants to know is, how many questions should I ask in my quiz? And we've studied this. So again, we have a quiz funnel technology used by over 30 million people every single year. We've had over 12,000 quiz funnels built on our platform. 12,000. We have access to over 200 million data points. So we have access to more data on the topic of quiz funnels than any other platform in the world. And what we found is that the most successful quiz funnels all fall within a specific range. They all have between 5 and 12 questions, between 5 and 12. Now, why is that? I don't know for sure, but my theory is you've got to ask for enough information on a quiz so that both people feel heard and that they feel that the diagnosis you're giving people, the prescription, is accurate. Like, after all, you can't walk into the doctor's office and say, "Hey doc, I hurt my wrist. Can you tell me what might be wrong?" And your doctor, she says, "I've got one question for you. Is it your left wrist or your right wrist?" And you're like, "My right wrist." And she's like, "Aha, I know exactly what it is." You're not going to believe it. You're like, how could you possibly know? You haven't asked for enough information. So you've got to ask for enough information that your diagnosis, that your prescription is believable. But on the flip side, you can't ask for 100 questions, because people in most cases are going to be taking your quiz right here on their phone. They're not going to have the patience to sit through a quiz that's going to take them, an hour to complete. This is a marketing quiz. Remember that. The purpose of this quiz is to convert traffic into leads, customers, and clients for your business. It's not designed to diagnose if someone has a life-threatening illness. It's not that type of quiz. It's specifically designed to put people into one of several buckets so that you can customize your messaging, your content, your offers, and the way in which you communicate to them so they can take that next step. So those are the 3 biggest mistakes: wrong offer, wrong hook, wrong questions.
This has been so awesome. Thank you, Ryan.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the workshop. Bye-bye.
So good. As always, it's my absolute pleasure to help you to unlock your inner awesome and elevate it so that you can turn your message into a movement. So good. We'll see you soon. Thanks, Be Live.